Was there truth to you and Saweetie?
No, man.
She just came straight out with it, didn't she?
It was a rumor, man.
But look how you answered the question. No, man. Like, it's easy to tell. Well, it's not easy to tell.
Was there truth to you and Saweetie?
No, man.
He said like with a smirk on his face.
It was a rumor, man, and I feel like it was something deeper than that for the split of me and bro. It was something deeper than that. You know what I mean? It was something deeper than that. I don't really want to.
If you're saying something deeper than that, that means it's kind of sound like you're saying that was also a part of that you're talking about.
Touch on, but it's something deeper than that. I think that was just like that was a thing that was a bug that I heard. I think people was trying to tear my situation down in that situation.
Mm-hmm. And you think there were business people that were plotting on you both?
For sure.
Yeah.
See, I wish she would have done that. I wish she would have tried to answer for him because she's very articulate. And she basically just said something that he wasn't even thinking of. He was like, yeah, that. Yeah, that. What you just said? Yeah, that right there.
And they were creating.
You should have let him try to explain himself out of that. Because I don't know if he did or not. I don't know.
You guys,
but like you can. The more somebody talks in a lot of situations, the more you know. You know what I'm saying?
You guys from being strong, so that y'all couldn't go together against that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then because I would be seeing I would be seeing headlines and we men, so we don't play those games. We don't even know how to do that. And so it was just like. That was a weird thing, though. That was kind of crazy.
I mean, the lengths that people go in our industry to enmesh themselves in your personal life to get certain outcomes.
Well, because they get profit off of it. It's not a difficult thing to understand. They make money when they get to gossip about you and everything like that, right? And some people don't have any morals, so even if it messes up your situation, they'll lie or they'll try to spread rumors just so they can make money, and that is wrong. But that's why they do it, because people, all they care about is themselves and making money, even if it messes somebody else's situation up, because they feel like, oh, they're celebrities, so whatever, they'll figure it out. I don't know.
The Cardi B Up song. Mm-hmm. I don't know if anyone's ever asked you this, and if they have, I didn't get a chance to see it. But when I heard, I know that's right, like we all know that's like Saweetie's vibe. You know what I'm saying? First I was like, maybe she'll be on a remix or something like that.
I'm contagious, baby.
Yeah, I can see that.
Like my vibe, my aura, my energy is contagious. So it's like, I love it.
Yeah.
I want more people to say it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Because I know that's right.
I heard the Cardi.
Yeah, so they, I've seen some other interviews and things like that where Cardi and her, they're not really rocking with each other. So, they can reference to the fact that not the fact, but the idea that Cardi B threw some little, you know what I'm saying, indirect messages at her in her music, And Saweetie answered it the most political way she could. Because she probably want to say, yeah, but she just kept it real political.
People are comparing Saweetie to Meg Thee Stallion because Saweetie has had a roster, because Chris Brown said on the diss that he was like, I effed your B while you were still with her, y'all were still together. And everybody's giving Saweetie her props, and I want to say something about that because I'm kind of actually fed up. I really am. I'm fed up with how Saweetie is just getting this pass, and Meg Thee Stallion was dragged through the effing mud for literally doing the same thing. But one thing I will say, quiet hoes be getting more respect. I feel like Meg Thee Stallion came out was like big old freak, big booty, big old treat. You know what I'm saying? I feel like owning up to it, to me, is more admirable than being a quiet, secretive slut. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like you.
That's actually kind of crazy, because if Saweetie, and I've made videos about Saweetie before because people like her more for how beautiful she is than her music. Like, nobody really acknowledges her music like that. I made a video about that before, and I'm like, I think that's kind of, it is what it is. It kind of sucks, but it is what it is. Like, for her, that's kind of like, dang, But on her being a quiet thought, a quiet 304, it's kind of crazy because it's alleged that she slept with Chris Brown while she was with Quavo. And it's also alleged that she slept with with Offset while she was with Quavo as well. And that's just crazy, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, you really is a quiet thought if that's the situation.
You've been name to too many men who have been in relationships. You know what I'm saying? Allegedly.
And marriages.
And
Allegedly.
marriages. Allegedly. But it's just like
Yeah.
at this point, how long are we going to let this shit ride?
Yeah. No, I don't know. I definitely think that people pick and choose on that topic, and we could all say a lot about the topic living in LA.
Yeah.
But
personally, I mean, whatever. I don't know the girl personally either, but I know a personal situation where I have heard personally that she has known someone and avidly and actively lied about talking to the person she knew boyfriend. So I don't trust that. I don't respect that. That is a friendship ick. That is a woman ick. That is a girl ick on every single level. And it's like,
it is definitely,
to do that.
it is definitely not like, it doesn't give girl to sit there and be trifling.
Yes.
I hate when y'all say that girl thing. None of y'all really on each other's side. Like, y'all have this code that y'all don't follow by. Y'all only follow that code when y'all are around each other and in public. But behind closed doors and when nobody's watching and stuff like that, y'all be talking about each other. Y'all be gossiping. Y'all be, you know what I'm saying? In front of each other's face, y'all all best friends. Y'all all follow a certain code. But when y'all get over here, over there, y'all sitting here saying this over there about that, saying that about that, y'all sneaking when this person's, y'all doing stuff. You know, and that code is like, you know. And the only reason I don't like that code, because the code really is a lot of times is like women need to come together against men. But it's just like, stop it. Because y'all don't even follow that code. It's just y'all don't want to be embarrassed when y'all know y'all don't that code. Y'all don't even follow that code in public, if that makes any sense. And then also them saying like Saweetie having a roster. Listen, bro, a woman cannot have a roster. She cannot have a roster because the person who has a roster is typically the person who is the leader, right? So if a coach has a roster, the roster term, women don't even understand where that term comes from. It comes from sports. If a coach has a roster, that means he's the leader of the team. When a man has a roster, that means he's the player. He's the one that's playing all those females. He's the one that got 5 or 6 or 7 women that he's rotating from in the roster because he's dating all of them at the same time, and he's the player. He's the leader. When a woman is the one that's trying to do player-like stuff, it's not a roster. She's just a thought. Like, you think that you're using him, they're using you. If that's what you think it is. A roster is only for the leader to have, you see what I'm saying? Because the leader is the one that has more of the control in a sense. I would say, right? That's what I think. Typically, that's what roster means. But a woman doesn't have a roster. Like, a woman can't have a roster. Because a woman is not benefiting from having all these different dudes she's sleeping with. It's decreasing her value, making her look crazy. It is.
She finally broke her silence, and sis of the response had everybody leaning in. After Cardi B's spicy interview with Kelly Rowland hit the internet, where she revealed that female rappers she once supported had turned around and slept with her husband Offset, the blogs lit up with one name,
She said female rappers. That's wild.
Saweetie. The whispers weren't random. Fans remembered those 2021 rumors that linked Saweetie to Offset after her messy breakup with Quavo. Cardi didn't drop names this time, but she didn't have to. The streets filled in the blank, and within hours, Saweetie's name was trending. So how did Saweetie respond? Well, definitely not with tears, and sure as hell not with a wild rant. Instead, she leaned on her brand, icy calm and above the drama. Her message, whether through a slick caption,
I told you she takes the most political route she can take, man.
a subtle shade, or the way she carried herself on socials, was basically, don't drag me into your marriage problems. And it was short, it was sharp, and it told people she wasn't about to wear the scarlet letter for Offset's actions. That cool detachment divided the internet. To her fans, it was queen behavior. They said she didn't owe Cardi or the blogs a long speech. She owed herself peace. They praised her for staying unbothered, for not letting Cardi's words shake her crown. But to Cardi fans, that same silence felt shady. They wanted a direct denial. They wanted her to say flat out, I never touched that man. Instead, Saweetie shrugged it off. And that shrug got interpreted as guilt in some corners of the internet. Meanwhile, Cardi saw...
And that's not anybody's business. That's their own business with their own personal situation. But it's like the fans, the thing about the fans, bro, fans be feeling like they demand an answer. Like, just enjoy their music and keep it moving, bro. Like, why do you care so much about their personal life? Never understood that.
Side of the story was drenched in emotion. In her interview, she described how she tried to uplift young female rappers, sliding into their DMs when they were being dragged online. She wanted to show them support, remind them that hate was temporary, but then she found out some of those. Saweetie finally broke her.
Yeah, but like I said, like that's kind of weird. It's like fans do this thing where they want to get invested into these celebrities, people's lives so much more than what they need to. If you enjoy their music or you enjoy them as an entertainer, you enjoy their movies and things like that, keep it at that. Y'all think that, not y'all, I'm saying people think that if they like somebody as an artist, that translates over into them having great character, being a good person. Let their personal life be their personal life, bro. It has nothing to do with anything. Like, that is not going to make you make more money or less money. None of that, unless you're making like, unless you're in the media, unless your job is in media, right? But to the average person who really just we demand an answer from Saweetie and Cardi B, and that was wrong. You did it with Cardi B and all this type of stuff, allegedly. It doesn't matter. Their music still sounds good if it's good, whether she cheated or not. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Offset slept with Saweetie. That's why the Migos fell out.
So basically, 6ix9ine said that, and who knows if 6ix9ine is telling the truth or not? But it's like, why would he say it? Like, what would make him say that? And because when you're in the industry, people know certain things, right? And I talked about this before. Like, when it comes to that industry stuff, bro, I don't understand what it is. But the industry follows a different code of rules than the average person. The average person, right, if you're in a friend group, you don't sleep with your homies' friends. Your friends don't sleep. You don't sleep with your homies' girlfriends and things like that. You just, even if it's an ex-girlfriend, you just leave that alone. Like, that's just the code that you follow. But in the industry, it's just like they be dating each other's ex-girlfriends and everything like that. Bow Wow said that, so many different other industry dudes have dated women he's been with in the past. He said he don't care. It's like they just got like different rules, bro, because you would think Offset, out of all the women he could be with, all the groupies that be at his concerts and stuff, why sleep with Saweetie allegedly? What's the purpose of that? There's so many other beautiful women that look just as beautiful as Saweetie right out there in the crowd that want you. That's at your concerts. Why sleep with your homie's girlfriend or ex-girlfriend, allegedly? And that doesn't make any sense. Why would you sleep with your homie's girlfriend, allegedly? That's wild.
What was your 7 p.m. moment?
We're going solo.
Mm-hmm.
That was the big fork. Cause it was like, I just wanted more for myself as an artist.
Mm.
You know what I mean? It wasn't never on no, like, I feel like I'm better or bigger than none of that. It's just I wanted more for myself as an artist, and I felt like the business of that corporation, of that situation, wasn't allowing it to be a better situation, business-wise. And, like, I got kids and shit, like, and a lot of cats be trying to get their shit done when it's too late.
Right.
You feel me? Like, the business, and it wasn't looking like it was moving, so it was really on some, I didn't want to do that shit, though.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Speaking truthfully, like, I never said this too publicly. I didn't want to do that shit, but, like, it was the best thing for me to do as a man.
Mm-hmm.
And I could see the forecast that I could do it.
And that's why, like, I don't believe in going into business with your friends like that. So, I mean, some people believe that, some others don't, and stuff like that. But it's like, finding good friendships and good relationships is very difficult, bro. It's very difficult. And then when you complicate it, when you mix business in with it. So, Quavo and Offset were friends since young. I thought they were actually family because they always presented as if they were actually related to each other. You know what I'm saying? But like Quavo and Offset aren't related based on what I understand. They're just friends that grew up and they was in school together, middle school or something like that, right? And with the situation with Saweetie, allegedly, a lot of that can really come from. I'm asking a question earlier, like, out of all the women, pretty women that you could have been with, why would you get with her? And the main thing is, it could be because of the complications of their relationship with the business. You know what I'm saying? Offset probably could have, in a situation, kind of felt like he got messed over on some business deals that Quavo benefited from. So in his mind, he could justify, all right, I'll sleep with your woman then. Like, you took advantage of me like this, like, you know what I'm saying? You supposed to be loyal, and you did some business deal like this where you took that, and then you shouldn't have got all that, and you took more from me and more from my, what I got going on. All right, well, then I'm gonna sleep with your, that's what people do, sleep with their woman instead. Like, people have so many ways of justifying their actions, even though it's wrong. And like I said, it's all allegedly. I don't know if they slept together or not, because he has not confirmed. So.
And it'll work. And it won't be a failure. You feel what I'm saying? Once I seen that forecast, and it was like, I'm trying to get my business together. I'm trying to be more of an artist. I want to be more in control of my creativity too, of how I present myself.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because I'm getting older. You feel what I'm saying? The group shit is the best shit that ever happened to me. But like, come a time we getting older, bro. You know what I mean? We getting older, so like, three different houses, we get 30 different jets when we travel. It's just like, grown men got our own stuff to do. And in my mind, creatively, I was on some trying to take my shit next level and rebrand it where it's mine.
Right.
You know what I mean? It was hard. It was a real hard decision to do, but
It's really hard for men to be in a group together, even business, a partnership, where they both have a business together and it's a partnership, because men want to have their own kingdom, it seems like, right? And I'm thinking about saying that right now, like kingdom, that's kind of crazy, because as a Christian, I believe in one kingdom, which is the kingdom of God. So I feel kind of even crazy saying men want to have their own kingdom. But in a sense, like, men like being the boss and leader of their own situation. They don't really like, which is almost kind of contradictory if I think about like a lot of men who join, groups or different organizations or military or things like that. They follow rules just fine. So maybe there are a lot of men who don't mind following orders and following rules and things like that. So maybe I'm wrong about the thing I just said. But I have noticed that a lot of men who form groups, there is a jealousy aspect there from all the way back from the Temptations. You know what I'm saying? If you look at the Temptations movie, that's from the 50s or 60s? Like, men in groups, when one person is the top, one person is the most popular, there's going to be jealousy from the other ones, and they feel like you don't deserve that position. They feel like they deserve that position. And that's what happens sometimes when it comes to the group stuff. So I can understand where he's coming from, I guess. Yeah, in a sense.
it was just something I knew, and I could see the future of like this what I need to do.
I mean, I feel like as a fan that people watch that, creative process sort of evolve itself in the public eye. The Migos is the biggest group in hip hop.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, unstoppable, you
Yeah.
know? And I think right now fans are probably more, privy to how the business works, especially, these whole Drake lawsuits and all the time. Like, people at least are getting like a clear eye view into just how messed up the music industry can be,
Yeah.
especially when it comes to
For sure.
a group. When you gotta, it's messed up for a solo artist. Now think of splitting that between 3 people.
I know, man. Goodness, splitting that money between all the different people and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
Who got their own lives, all grown men and stuff like that. Business wise, I can understand that, but creatively, you said something that you said, you never said publicly that, I wouldn't have broken up the group. I wouldn't have left the group if it was up to you.
yeah, no, that's interesting. And there's really no way to know unless somebody really admits that that they really was doing that. But I just want to say, like, I don't care if you're in the industry. I don't care if you whatever. Wrong is wrong, right? Like, you wouldn't want somebody to do that to you, put it that way. And that's how you could really judge. As a Christian, Jesus said the golden rule is, I don't know if he said the golden rule, but he said, I'm paraphrasing, but basically, treat people, love your neighbor as yourself. That's what it is. Love your neighbor as yourself. And if you love somebody else as you love yourself, you basically wouldn't do certain things that you wouldn't want them to do to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you wouldn't want somebody to sneak around with your woman, then why would you sneak around with their woman? So wrong is wrong. I don't know if he did it again. It's allegedly, that's what happened. But I don't know. I'm not sure. All right? And it's not even just singled out to his situation. This happens all the time in the industry, in regular every single day life. And a lot of people just have bad character. They just do, man. And I think Offset did admit to cheating on Cardi B when they was in a relationship. And so it just seemed like he has a problem with like just women, like staying loyal to one woman. And he just has a problem in the sense of like he just loves just, he don't care what it seemed like he don't care who it is, what woman it is. If she pretty and she going, he going too. That's what it seemed like. Cause like, why would you be in a real relationship with Cardi B all those years, but you always had a cheating problem? So, anyway, I don't get it. But anyway, allegedly had a cheating problem. I don't know. I haven't done a real research to know, but I know enough where it's been spoken about, and so yeah. Anyway, have a good day.